Hi guys, I just wanted to do a quick video. I'm chilling at my pool and going to an event tonight, so I'm trying to get some rays. Anyways, real quick, I'm back in Facebook jail. No shocker there. So this is my third lockout from Facebook this year. I had a 30-day one, then a 45-day one, and this is another 30-day one. If you add that together, that's 105 days. Yeah, that's 105 days. We're in July, so we're halfway through the year. So that's 105 days in 1 year. And so, I mean, we're almost at 30% of the year where I've been banned from posting anything on Facebook. I can't even respond to my messages, which is so frustrating because people message me worried about my safety and where are you okay? And I can't even respond to them. And Facebook this time, the last two times they at least told me what posts, violated their alleged rules, and this time they didn't. So I have no idea what I did or why I was banned or what the rationale for banning me this time for 30 days. But in this notification, it did say, it implied that if I get banned one more time, then they're gonna close out my account, which is their goal and that's what they want. And I'm so over Facebook. I'm so done with it. I've been on it for probably 10 to 15 more years than I've been on Twitter, and it says my following's 25,000 there, and my Twitter following's at 80,000. And honestly, you guys, I've only actively really done Twitter for a little bit over a year. So, I've had people tell me that my following on Facebook is much greater than 100,000, but they changed the number, so it makes it look like I'm irrelevant and no one's following me, and it's just so frustrating. I'm just so over it. Meanwhile, Facebook has accounts that distribute child porn that stay up for days, and if they do take the child porn down, they don't even punish the accounts. There was a story written about this, I think, last week. So, if you post illegal child porn on Facebook, then you won't get your account shut down, but if you're exposing pedophiles and child sex trafficking, then forget it. Anyway, so Facebook jail, find me on Instagram and Twitter, but real quick, I wanted to kind of just explain what's been going on. There's so much being exposed right now with elite Hollywood pedophiles, and as predicted, par for the course, the mainstream media is now attacking, of course, not the actual sexual predators and these child rapists. They are attacking the people coming forward who claim that they were raped or sexually assaulted by these powerful people in Hollywood as children, and other whistleblowers and people in the know, such as Isaac Kappy, are coming forward with information on these Hollywood pedophiles, these elite pedophiles. And so, this stuff is starting to spread like wildfire on the internet, on YouTube, on social media, which is amazing. Like, Isaac's growing has just gone up so much in the past few days. People are really starting to wake up. So many people are coming forward. I think that the shift started with Mike Cernovich when he exposed James Gunn, and even Isaac, who I talked to a lot, said that, when he saw what Mike Cernovich did with James Gunn, he's kind of been waiting to expose these freaks for a long time because he's been in these circles and he's seen a lot and heard a lot. And he said that, after Mike Cernovich exposed James Gunn, Isaac said that he was like, hold my beer. And sure enough, he's come out and exposed Seth Green and his wife, and he's talked about people like Steven Spielberg, blah, blah, blah. So anyways, what I want to explain is the coordinated media attacks. So all these people are coming forth allegations. It's not just like one lone soldier. There's child victims coming forward. There's people in the know coming forward. There's other actors coming forward. Robin Young tweeted about Steven Spielberg the other night. She said, I can back up, the allegations that, he's involved in pedophilia, which Isaac Kappy was talking about this week as well, because she worked on a movie with him and she was on a set with him. And then there was a guy, oh God, now I'm drawing a blank on his name. Crispin, something Crispin. He was in Back to the Future with Steven Spielberg years ago, and years ago he actually wrote an essay basically saying that, or I should say suggesting, very strongly suggesting that Steven Spielberg loves children in an inappropriate way and is involved in pedophilia. Okay, so what's happening now is these people are getting too powerful. Their voices are getting too strong. So, of course, the deep state cabal, the pedophile Satanists, need to protect their own. So, Q talked about the other day in a post who's under an MSM coordinated attack. So we're seeing people like Isaac Kappy and Sarah Ashcraft under a coordinated attack. And this is the way that these things go down. And I know the way that these things go down because I've been a victim of a coordinated MSM attack. So what they're doing is they're coming out with these stories in the mainstream media, such as NBC. And they're saying, oh, there are baseless claims that Tom Hanks is a pedophile. Okay? And they will show, in some of the stories, they will show pictures of Isaac and pictures of Sarah. But they never mention their names in the actual story, and they never even mention their side of the story. They're not reaching out to these people for comment. They're not quoting what they're saying. They're not quoting any of Sarah. Sarah Ashcraft's been talking about, being a victim of sexual abuse at the hands of Tom Hanks for months now. I've been privately talking with her for over 6 months. I mean, I know we started talking last year. I can't remember when, but I know I've been talking to her maybe for even a full year, maybe longer than a year. And I've always trusted her. I've never gotten a bad vibe from her. I believe her, and I find her extremely credible, and she's a wonderful person. And so what they're doing with these coordinated attacks is they're coming out and they're saying that there's these allegations against people like Tom Hanks and Steven Spielberg, but they're baseless. And they're not giving the other side of the story. And this is exactly what happened with me during that whole Chrissy Teigen debacle. The whole situation with Chrissy Teigen, when she went after me because of a tweet that I mentioned her in that had been out there for weeks. And I knew it was a coordinated mainstream media attack because why would she wait weeks to respond to a tweet that I wrote to her? Well, the reason I believe that she waited weeks to respond to this tweet is because it really wasn't about her wanting to necessarily personally attack me. It was the deep state trying to figure out a way that they could discredit me. So they went back probably through my timeline and saw, okay, Liz made observations on photos that Chrissy Teigen posted, and even though I never even once mentioned the word child sex trafficking or pedophilia, all I did was write factual observations of symbolism in photos that she had posted. So there was nothing inaccurate about what I posted, and I didn't draw any conclusions, by the way, about these photos, even though some of the photos included occult symbolism. But you don't, just because you post occult symbolism doesn't necessarily mean you're in the occult or that you're a pedophile. It could also mean that you're under MK Ultra and that you're a victim. I mean, there could be a million reasons, but because she was on a plane that turned around, I was researching her and I pointed that out. So what the deep state did is they took that tweet and then lied and said I accused her of being in an elite pedophile ring. And that's what she said too, which I never did. And so, she starts attacking me on Twitter, and the next thing I know, there's all of these mainstream media outlets writing these hit pieces on me, and none of them contacted me except for the Today Show, but then they didn't quote me accurately, and it was BS. But none of them contacted me, none of them told my side of the story, and that's how you know it's a coordinated attack. My situation, it was an attempt to get me unverified and to discredit me. And often when they do these attacks, sometimes they won't spell your name right because they don't want people to find people like me. Because when you do find my videos and whatnot, you'll find that I'm actually not crazy. I'm not a fringe conspiracy theorist. And I've been in the media for 20 years and I'm actually very credible. And so I think that's why in some of these articles they're not even mentioning Sarah's name, because she comes off so credible. But again, so what's going on right now is all these pedophiles are being exposed, all these Hollywood A-listers, and they're trying to put these worms back in the can, and it's just not going to happen. But they're trying really hard. And so they're launching these deep state, coordinated media attacks, against the victims, against the allegations, against people like Isaac Kappy, in a desperate attempt to make the situation go away. And it's the same tactic they used with Pizzagate. But again, this is catching on like wildfire. I mean, I have seen so many posts exposing Tom Hanks and Spielberg, and again, like I was mentioning, I mean, these allegations have been around for years, okay? So for them to say that these are like baseless accusations, what makes them baseless? Hollywood promoted the Me Too movement, and they believed everyone that came out and accused some director or actor of sexual assault. But now when someone comes forward and claims that they were hurt as a child, we're not supposed to believe them. I mean, it's ridiculous. But so, this is going to continue, and I think that these coordinated MSM attacks are only going to get worse and bigger. But we all just need to support the people that are coming forward, the people like Isaac Kappy, the people like Robin Young, the people like Sarah Ashcraft. We need to support them, and we need to pray that more people come forward. So, I mean, it will get to the point where there's so many people coming forward like there were with the Harvey Weinstein situation, where it's just like the media's not going to be able to deny anymore. And sorry, guys, you're going to lose. You're already losing. So anyways, but that's what's going on. And I wanted you guys to understand the coordinated attacks. And the coordinated attacks are actually a good thing, because when you get those kinds of coordinated attacks, it means you're over the target. So, and then finally, Claire Bronfman was arrested. No surprise there. She's involved. She's the Seagram's heiress that was funding the Nexium child sex trafficking cult, which, by the way, CNN to this day still hasn't even covered that. So just goes to show you how corrupt these organizations are, and they're just all covering it for child sex trafficking. But yeah, she was arrested. Now her sister wasn't. I'm hearing that the sister, was working behind the scenes and giving up information, and she's flipped. So I don't know if she'll be arrested at some point or not. But people that say, oh, there's no arrests happening and nothing's happening. No, there are. You're not paying attention. Claire Bronfman is a big, powerful elite who's tied to other very powerful elites such as the Rothschilds and the Clintons, and she was just arrested. So yeah. All right, guys, that's that. And I will be out and about tonight at an event with Crystal Myers Barber. She's my friend, and we will be doing some Facebook Lives. So if you guys want to check that out, go to her page, Crystal Myers Barber. Myers-Barber. Anyways, since my Facebook account isn't active, but you can watch our Facebook Lives on her account, and I hope everyone has a good day. Thanks.